This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another sports catastrophe on this day. And on this day, November the 14th, 28 years ago, ironically on Sunday, this event obviously happened on a Sunday. It was the day Don Shula broke the great George Halas's record for most wins by a coach. Now, the Miami Dolphins were a very decent team in the grand scheme of things, as Miami just came off a season making the playoffs and losing the AFC title game to the Bills on home turf, no less. So the Dolphins were trying to do much better. All that. It looked huge for the 93 Dolphins. Unfortunately, things were not what they seemed. They were looking good. Unfortunately, Dan Marino in week 5 tore his Achilles tendon and was out for the year. Like Miami without Dan Marino. That was just shocking. So Miami had to soldier on. They picked up Steve DeBerg on waivers. And then they had him and Doug Peterson coming in. But of course, Scott Mitchell was on fire. So Scott Mitchell was the quarterback after Marino. And everyone knows about Scott Mitchell signing that big deal with Detroit and fucking blowing things up. But of course, he got injured, and then Doug Peterson and Steve DeBerg had to come in. So that's what they had to do. So the Dolphins drafted O.J. McDuffie, becoming the big guy. So they started out fast. They were 6-1. Then they lost to the Jets at Giants Stadium to go 6-2. But the next game was against the Philadelphia Eagles. So it was a hard-pressed Sunday afternoon. The Dolphins were 6-2, and the Eagles were 4-4 under Richie Kotite. A lovely 1 o'clock start time at Veterans Stadium, where the turf will kill ya. The Dolphins started out as Scott Mitchell passed to Terry Kirby for a touchdown to make it 6-0. They missed the extra point. How the hell can you miss an extra point? And then the Eagles got a touchdown as Kevin Williams got one from Ken O'Brien. Ken O'Brien actually played for a team not named the New York Jets. Wow, I did not know that. So it was 7-6. However, Mark Hicks would score in the second quarter on a touchdown to make it 13-7. Eagles came back to make it 14-13 on a touchdown pass O'Brien to Williams. A pair of Pete Stoyanovich field goals made it 19-14. And the Dolphins survived the win. I am just shocked that things happened. I think this was the game Scott Mitchell got injured in, because he went 8 for 17, and then Peterson had to come in 3 for 6 for 34 yards. Wow. So with that victory, Don Shula became the winningest head coach in NFL history, winning number 325, breaking the mark by George Papa Bear Halas, the owner and coach of the Chicago Bears for many years. Don Shula did it from his days as the Baltimore Colts head coach and losing Super Bowl III, unfortunately, to the Jets, to moving over to the Miami Dolphins, picking up a few Colts players, even Earl Morrall for the 72 season, once Bob Greasy got injured. And he won his Super Bowl and another one the year after. He was good for Miami. No Miami coach can compare to him. So they were 7-2. And then after a key win against the Patriots on home turf, then they took on the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day 1993. Everyone knows about that game. The Leon Light game. As all he had to do was let the ball roll after the field goal was blocked, because then Dallas would have retained possession and won the game. But no, he touched it and then it skidded to the 1 yard line, making Stoyanovich have an easy 18-yarder for the win. So they were 9-2. But little did anyone know that the Dolphins would have a slide. They faced the New York Giants on home turf, lost to them. Well, the Giants were decent that year. They took on the Steelers, but frickin' lost to them on Monday Night Football at home. And then they faced the Bills, the defending three-time AFC champions, and lost to them. So they were 9-5. They went to San Diego and lost to them, and then they had to beat the New England Patriots in Foxborough to get into the playoffs, and they lost. Although instant replay, if it was instituted in '93, it would have helped the Dolphins' case, as the Miami receiver thought he caught a touchdown, but he failed. Instant replay said he had it, but obviously they didn't go with instant replay. So it was a shocking turn of events. The Dolphins had lost 5 straight to end the year. They were 9-2. 9-2 to start, and then they lose the next 5 and don't even make the playoffs. That is just crazy. If they had won 1 or 2 of those games, they definitely would have been in the playoffs. But they choked. I mean, the Giants and Bills, you can be forgiven for losing to, but Pittsburgh and San Diego, and especially New England, you can't forgive them for that. That was one of the greatest collapses of all time. In fact, it's the only time in NFL history that a team started 9-2 and didn't make the playoffs. That's just pathetic. And the chances are it won't happen because now the NFL has 7 teams from each conference qualifying instead of 6. So there's an extra spot just in case something happens. So yeah, the Dolphins are happy. Don Shula got his 325th win, but little did they know about the backslide that cost him dearly. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.